All right, let's get into our Ring of Honor, the top 10 Cowboys of the 2017 season. Tom, we're going to start at number 10 with Dez Bryant.
The efficiency has been better lately, Brett. The efficiency has been much, much better. It's getting there. 67% of his targets have gone for catches in the past 3 weeks. I know that was a big concern for you. I'm glad that's something we're seeing more and more now with Dez Bryant.
Yeah, I do feel like Dak and Dez connection's gotten better and better as we've gone throughout the season. It's going to need to be huge these next 6 games.
Don't like this week's matchup.
If the Cowboys want to get out of these next 6 games at 3-3, which is what I think you need to do to keep your playoff hopes alive, Dez Bryant's going to have to be the man.
Time to get going, and you got to be more creative with Dez Bryant. I know Scallaghan's not a super creative guy. This is the week that they got to line up Dez elsewhere. If we don't see a damn screen pass to Dez Bryant this week, I'm going to be very upset. Can we just do it? We know how good Dez is with the ball in his hands. He's tough as hell to bring down. Throw him the screen, get him a blocker, have him make one guy miss. It's going to be a first down. Like, run the screen. Do a jet sweep with him. You ran it with Cole Beasley and Switzer. Run a jet sweep with Dez Bryant. He's fast.
All right, Dez sitting at number 10 on our Ring of Honor. The top Cowboys of 2017, and frankly, I think that's too low for him. He needs to be higher for the Cowboys to have success. Let's move on to number 9, Travis Frederick, the center.
He's Frederick. He still remains one of, if not the best center in the NFL. I love what I've seen from Frederick this year. Maybe not quite as great as last year, but he's getting there.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep moving on here. Number 8, the Hall of Famer himself, Jason Witten.
Jason Witten, is he ageless? Is he like one of those people that just will never get old? Because I kind of think that's what's going on here with Witten, because, he's not a great blocker. He hasn't been a great blocker for, I think, a couple years now. But he keeps producing, and he keeps being a very reliable option for Dak Prescott. We showed you this play last week as well. Great pitch and catch right there. Mm-hmm. That's perfection on both sides.
I mean, Witten continues to have productive stats each and every week. We were talking about it here in office, whether or not maybe he'd be a good daily fantasy pickup this week because he's cheap. He's going to get you 40, 50 yards. He had 3 catches, 31 yards last week. But, I mean, Jason Witten continues to be that security blanket for Dak, and he's having a great season even, despite his age.
Yeah.
All right, number 7 on the Ring of Honor after Week 8, Byron Jones.
Byron Jones, I think, is coming off one of his better games in large part because there was the pick 6 there. Now, Byron Jones, Brett, you and I have talked about this many a time on this show. He's not what we would call a playmaker, so to speak. He doesn't make a lot of turnovers, doesn't force a lot. He caught the ball that time. He doesn't have great hands, and I'm glad he did not go down. Just, take it back for the pick 6. Why take a knee? People always say, just take the knee in the game. If you have a bad snap, you could have something similar fluky happen. It would take a fluke to lose that game. I'm glad we saw Byron Jones make a big play there. He shut down the Redskins tight ends, by the way. He was great.
Excuse me. Byron Jones had a much better game and continues to kind of climb up this list. Cowboys need that help in the secondary with the youth around him. All right, let's go to number 6 on the Ring of Honor. This week it's Zack Martin, still a staple of our Ring of Honor list.
I love Zack Martin. He needs to get paid, Brett. It's going to be this offseason. It's not going to happen right now.
Not going to happen during the season.
You got to keep Zack Martin. I don't think you want Chaz Green, Jonathan Cooper as your starting guards. Make sure you keep Zack Martin. He's going to be instrumental with Zeke out. The Cowboys love to run behind the right side of the line because of Zack Martin's presence. You got to do it again going forward. He needs to be even a little bit better. The offensive line's got to step up too. Like, they've been better lately. They need to keep showing improvement.
All right, we're moving into the top 5 of the Cowboys Ring of Honor for 2017. We're going to go to the quarterback now. Dak Prescott continues to have a pretty solid season. Not a great game against the Redskins, but he didn't have to do much either.
It was the weather. The weather was awful. It was pouring rain. It was wet, and the Cowboys were like, let's just give the ball to Zeke 30 times, which I like. I mean, that's a good strategy.
When you've got Zeke back there and it's raining, there's no reason to do anything else.
Yeah, so that they kept it short area of the field for Dak Prescott, nothing deep. Keep it short. Don't let the rain be too much of a factor there. He didn't play bad. The Cowboys just didn't ask him to play well.
Now comes the test.
Yeah, now it's big for Dak.
Now becomes the question of whether or not Dak Prescott can move himself into the upper echelon type of discussion of not just this game manager quarterback, but the actual
game breaker.
takeover game breaker quarterback. Can he be in the discussion in a few years of the Aaron Rodgers, Drew Breeses of the world that they are now?
Let's see him ball out. We've seen it at times.
You've seen it from Carson Wentz.
Yeah. We saw it
Can
kind
Dak
of in the
Prescott do the
playoffs
same
against the
thing?
Packers.
Yep.
Minus the one interception. The loss of Zeke is a huge blow to Dallas, and it's bad for the Cowboys. But in terms of the development of Dak Prescott, it might end up being a good thing.
Yeah.
Because now he is forced to do more. Let's see how he responds.
All right, let's go to number 4 on our list here. It's David Irving, who has just been insanely good since he's come off suspension.
He just keeps going up, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to say this, but after next week, I think there's a legitimate chance that there are 3 defensive players in the top 3 on this, and it's
Hey, if you can get a win this week.
and there's really a strong argument for that to be the case with David Irving, who has deflected a pass in every game he's played. He's got 5 sacks already this year. He's been a monster to defend. He's still not that great against the run, but when the Cowboys go to the Deacon defense and they go 3 down linemen, Irving, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Malik Collins, it's borderline unstoppable right now, and especially when you go 4 down linemen and you get Tyrone Crawford in there on passing downs. It's not a great run-stopping unit, but on passing downs, it's been unreal this year.
So we're going to get into our Chiefs preview here in just a minute. Run-stopping defense we need to talk more about. But let's go to number 3 for now. That's Ezekiel Elliott. He's had a great season, but the Cowboys are going to be without him for the next 6 games, most likely.
Yeah, I'd say 99.9% chance right now, folks. And he's about to start serving that 6-game suspension. I am very concerned about the Cowboys offense without Ezekiel Elliott because he's been so good. And last year the argument was, oh, he was just a product of the Cowboys offensive line. This year, Brett, he has earned those yards. It's not always a broken tackle. It's oftentimes making a good jump cut and making a guy miss. He has been fantastic.
He's been patient when he needed to be patient. He's been a bruiser when he's needed to be a bruiser. He's caught the ball out of the backfield.
He's been much better in that area this season.
The guy's a good football player, that's for sure.
He makes plays.
But we've got a 6-game suspension with Ezekiel Elliott coming up. Let's go to number 2 on the list, and that is the quarterback of the defense, Sean Lee, continues to sit here at the number 2 spot because, frankly, the Cowboys have to have him on the field.
I think that with Sean Lee and the way he plays, he is maybe not the most important. Maybe that's Zeke or Dak or one of the offensive linemen. But on the defensive side of the ball, he is the most important part, and it's really not all that close. As good as DeMarcus Lawrence has been, Sean Lee is the most important part. Again, Brent, we mention it every week. It's a 10-point swing. Thank God he's healthy again because right now, without Zeke, the Cowboys need Sean Lee.
We had a comment that Tank got to be number 1, and folks, Tank is number 1.
It's a no-brainer, right?
No-brainer.
I mean, if you lead the NFL in sacks, how can you not be the first player on this list? It's almost by default. I have been so impressed by what I've seen out of DeMarcus Lawrence this year. The playmaking ability. Everything he has done is what I thought we were going to see last year from Tank Lawrence before the suspension, before the back injury that kind of made him into a not healthy player and was frankly a little bit out of shape as well. This is the DeMarcus Lawrence the Cowboys had hoped they were getting when they took him early in the NFL draft in the second round in a few seasons ago. I think he's been even better than that, actually. Like, he has been fantastic, and it's a huge boost for this Cowboys team.